This video is for everyone that has autism, ADHD, epilepsy, people who have seizures, lose time, lapses of time, people who hear things, see things that other people don't see or hear, and are called schizophrenic or any other word. These symptoms that you have are actually signs that you are closer to God and closer to Spirit in a world and a society that is literally built on trying to be separate from God and separate from Spirit. And by the way, we're never separate from Spirit, but we think we are in this world. So you are actually closer to the divine and closer to something that the human mind can't comprehend. And because so many of us are still stuck in our human mind, we can't comprehend what you're seeing, doing, experiencing, feeling. So we think there's something wrong with you because you and your soul do not conform to how this society was built. And by the way, your soul isn't conforming for a reason because you're here to create the new world. If you do not fit in this world, you are here to create a new one. You are more sensitive and in touch and in tune. There is nothing wrong with you. This is not a label that you should identify with, because identifying with autism, ADHD, schizophrenia, any of these things is disempowering for you. These things are superpowers. And I would actually just scrap the words altogether. Like ADHD is when you have like a million things going on in your mind going tick, 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 and you can't control it initially, right? It's really hard. But it's just like Superman learning to fly. He doesn't get it straight away. It's hard for him to practice that, right? But you are getting all these ideas and all these things, ding, 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 around your head because you are connected to the divine, and the divine is infinite. The universe is infinite. You are connecting in with infinite consciousness. So of course you're going to have a million ideas going around your head. And with the humans that are so numb and out of touch and not in tune and not making the effort, and maybe their souls have chosen to stay blind for a little while, because everyone awakens in their own timing and when they signed up to. But because your eyes have opened first, your ears have opened first, around the other people who are blind and deaf, you look crazy. And I don't mean to use the words blind and deaf to belittle other people. We are all brothers and sisters. We're all a part of the same soul family. But there are definitely humans right now at this point in their journey that cannot see. They can see with their physical eyes, but they miss so much. They do not see the beauty or the magic because they are temporarily lost and separate from Spirit and separate from God. And they are deaf because if you say anything that is not aligned with their societal programming, conditioning, brainwashing, they will not hear you because they are closed off to anything new right now. And Jesus said one day the blind will receive sight, that the blind eyes will open and the deaf ears will hear, and the lame shall walk. Or not that exact quote, but something around that. And that's what he meant. That everyone is going to open and hear eventually, but you guys who have ADHD, autism, all the things, all the labels, all the problems that doctors say that you have, all the symptoms you've got, these are all gifts coming online before the rest of humanity. We all have these gifts, we're all in tune, we all have these superpowers, but you guys are tapping in first and getting online first because your souls have chosen to come here and be kind of like the leading force to kind of awaken everyone else. But initially, this is really hard because you're seen as crazy, you're seen as there's something wrong with you. This is seen as a hindrance on your life when it's not. And that's why I'm telling you guys to, not telling you, but inviting you to remove those definitions and those labels in your mind because they are so disempowering and they are seen as a hindrance. Oh, I can't do this because I have ADHD. I can't get this done because I have ADHD. I can't do that type of job. I can't do this thing because I've got autism. And it becomes an excuse to not do things when it's actually a superpower. And if there's things that you genuinely cannot do, it's because your soul does not want to do it. And that's all it needs to be. It does not need to be this label of, oh, sorry, I can't, like, I have ADHD, there's something wrong with me. It's like, no, sorry, my soul just doesn't want to do it. My soul is not aligned with that, and I feel called to something else. If you've had ADHD since you were a kid, and like you couldn't focus in school and everyone else around you could. You were seen as a freak. You were seen that there was something wrong with you. You were taken to the doctors because you couldn't focus. There was something wrong with your mind, right? It's actually good that there's something wrong with your mind and that your soul didn't want to conform and obey to the education system because your soul knows that the education system's shit. And that's why it did that. And it wasn't meant to sit down at a desk all day long. And your adult self cannot sit at an office job all day long because your soul literally couldn't think of anything worse because it knows that there's something more for you and there's something else that you're meant to be doing right now. If you can't absorb or retain new information, the world thinks there's something wrong with you. But there are certain things that your mind will never retain, information that you will never accept or take in because your soul is literally rejecting it. It's like, no, 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 because it's rejecting the societal programming that is coming in and trying to brainwash you, and your soul's like, yeah, nah. All you beautiful souls out there have big missions in this life, and your soul don't got time to have being brainwashed and conditioned by society because you are the person and the being that is meant to transcend society and transcend the limits and the level of humanity right now. So you are not meant to retain certain pieces of information. You are not meant to accept it. And that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. When you were a kid and the teacher was trying to teach you something and your brain was just like, no, and it just didn't retain. But you were seen as dumb, someone with learning difficulties, you were a difficult child, you were stubborn, you were refusing to learn, you couldn't focus. It just didn't compute in your mind. You're like, it doesn't make sense. No. Your soul was saying no. Your soul was like, this is stupid, this is a waste of time, I'm not going to bother retaining this, it's not important information for me in this lifetime on my journey. So, no. Your lack of focus is actually your clarity of soul. Your soul does not accept that information because it's not useful. And that's as simple as it needs to be. Why would your soul want to learn the ways of the old world when you're here to create a new one? But we're surrounded by people that are still running the old world programs. And those are the same people that are going to label you with ADHD, there's something wrong with you, there's something wrong with your mind, you have learning difficulties, blah, 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 blah. But it's not that at all. You are just not meant to learn the old ways. Because you and your soul have knowledge and wisdom and intelligence of what is about to come forth and what is about to be created for this new world. That this is just wastes of information. Everything that we have learned in this world, in this society, is about to dissolve when the new world comes. So your soul and your mind is already dissolving it. You didn't learn anything at school? Awesome. That's great. You don't have to go through the dissolving process that other people are going to have to go through later because you didn't even bother retaining it in the first place. That's awesome. We will all have to go through some type of dissolving process because we've all been conditioned, brainwashed and programmed in one way or another. But I see like ADHD and autism as kind of shields to bigger programs. You're not as programmed as other people because the very fact that you're sensitive and more in tune and you can feel and sense and see things that other people can't already shows that you're not as programmed as them because you're not as numb as them. The ADHD and the autism, I'm going to reword that, is they are not the shield. Your soul is the shield to these other programs that other people are getting brainwashed with right now. And that is so that you are a step ahead. And not because it's like, oh my God, I'm better than you because I'm a step ahead. But your soul has signed up to be a step ahead to help lead the rest. Because we are all here to help walk each other home. That is why. There is no ahead and no behind. There is no I'm better, they're less than, us versus them. None of that bullshit. That's ego bullshit. Wipe it. No. Your soul is on a big mission here to guide everyone into this new earth. And we've all signed up to that. All the souls have. Even the asleep ones, even the blind and the deaf ones. They have signed up to being led and to being guided down just far enough for their own awareness and their own awakening to happen so they can realize what this new world is meant to be about, separate from all the societal programming, brainwashing, conditioning that they've had. But there are people who are going to lead this. There are teachers and guides and healers that are going to facilitate the awakening of everyone else. And all those souls have signed up to that. There's souls that have gone, okay, I'm going to be asleep and I'm going to be led or guided down by someone else that's a step ahead of me. And then I will step into my own awakening, and then we will create heaven on earth together. That is the plan. That is the divine plan that I have seen anyway. I don't mean to preach like I know, but that is what I've seen, and that's what I feel in my heart. And we are more sensitive than some of these other people. They are numb. They are sedated because sometimes they're pumped with medication because of all their problems and all their symptoms to fix them and to help them, function in society. They are sedated, and we are not. And we refuse to be, because we are the ones that are going to lead them out. But for those of us who have chosen this path, the rainbow path, we are surrounded by people that are consuming and obeying and conforming when we are not, and we are seen as crazy the entire time until we reach the end. We reach we reach the awakening, and everyone's like, oh my God, we see the magic now, we see the rainbow, we see the beauty. Who knew? And we were like, oh my God, we were telling you guys the whole time, but you thought we were crazy. You thought we were crazy, but we're not. And we're more tapped in, we're more in tune, we're sensitive to this stuff. You're not crazy. So scrap the ADHD label, and for autism, scrap the word autism, replace it with genius. You are a genius. You see things and perceive things and feel things in a different way to every other human on this planet. That is a gift, and it will be a superpower that we use in the new world. It's a superpower that can be used now. And with ADHD of struggling to focus and having so many thoughts in your mind, that you will learn to control over time. You are connecting to the infinite consciousness, the infinite stream pouring down into your mind all the time. You're a very powerful channel, and I have experienced this where you slowly have to hone in your abilities and your powers, and you will learn to control it. But don't feel bad if you can't retain certain pieces of information, because I genuinely believe it's your soul just not wanting to. And the right things will sit, the right things will land, and through your own journey, you will learn to control all these ideas. Because you have all these thoughts and ideas because you're connecting to the Creator. All these ideas in your mind, all these creations that you think you want to do, and then you never end up doing it because you're like, oh my God, there's too much, and I never start and I never finish anything. It's because you're connecting to the infinite Creator. You are here to create a lot in this life, the people with ADHD and autism. You've got this genius about you. You're seeing things from a different perspective, a different lens that is going to be invaluable in this new world. And you are going to help bring in a lot of new creations. And once you learn to harness this power and your own energy and the infinite consciousness that is streaming down, and you learn how to manifest it into physical reality, because that's a tricky thing to learn as well, how it's all in your mind, and how do we actually create it physically. That's something our soul has come here to learn in the physical body. But all those creations, you'll just be pumping them out and helping create this new world that's going to help everyone. And for those of you who think you're schizophrenic because you're seeing things, hearing things, you're talking to yourself all the time, you think you're crazy, you're just incredibly psychic, and that is a branch off. All the autism, ADHD, schizophrenic, you guys are all connected. You've all got similar abilities where you're very connected in with spirit, and you have psychic abilities coming online. So you're not crazy. Don't listen to the Western mind, please. Don't listen to the doctors, please. And also for epilepsy, I wanted to mention that in the movie Avatar, The Way of Water, which is, by the way, has so many messages about what's going on now, what's coming, one of the daughters can feel Awa, which in the movie is connecting with the Great Mother, the Great Spirit. She can feel her, she can hear her heartbeat. And the Western human guy comes in. He's the scientist and he goes, yeah, she's got frontal lobe epilepsy. This is classic. They get visions. They get religious states of ecstasy. She's got like a mental problem. There's something wrong with her brain and she's going to die from seizures. But what was actually happening was that she was connecting to something way beyond what anyone else in the movie or in her family were able to experience or tap into. And she was seen as the freak or the crazy one in the movie, but she was showing like us the superpower that we all have, that we can connect to land, to spirit, to the earth, to the universe in this way where we can literally feel it, the energy of it beating in our own hearts, and we can feel the energy moving through us. And for anyone who knows anything about energy, when the energy is starting to upgrade our physical body, because that is what's happening now. We are getting DNA upgrades. We are tapping into the multidimensional information that is stored within our DNA. We're awakening to our abilities and our gifts, and it's all like clicking online. Seizures are normal. And also when you have a Kundalini awakening, and maybe this is why the rainbow's showing up in my head right now, is when some people have a Kundalini awakening, they get tremors, they get seizures, and what the doctors, they don't understand any of this shit. So they will say you have epilepsy, you have seizures, there's something wrong with you, but it's your body moving with this energy, the rainbow serpents going up your chakras and hitting the top, and you're reaching enlightenment, and that awakening process is starting to happen. So literally every element of awakening, the West has labeled some negative name to put fear around it, to say that it's bad, to say it's a hindrance on our life. Autism, ADHD, schizophrenic, epilepsy, seizures. Oh my God, they're also scary, scary things that are going to like stop me from living my life. But it is your body upgrading. It's your body integrating the energy. And sometimes your body moves and does those tremors and crazy, scary things. But it's trusting that you are way more powerful than what this society has told you you are. And your energy, you are an energy body. So when the energy upgrades, your body upgrades as well. And because your body is denser, it takes time for it to catch up and for your body to actually embody that new high state of frequency, that high state of consciousness that you're tapping into. But I just wanted to make this video to kind of, in the hope that people can start releasing those labels on themselves, because it is disempowering. Some people actually preach it. Oh, I've got ADHD, I've got ADHD, I've got autism, and they like, it's almost like a flex these days. I don't know why. But the negative connotations around that word, even when you think it's empowering, like, oh yeah, I've got ADHD, but I can still do this. And I've got autism, but I still live my life like this. Just using that word, energy, like words have energy. And the energy around those words are not very empowering. Even when you think it's empowering, like, yay, I've like finally figured out what's wrong with me, and I finally know, like, oh my God, the relief to know that I have ADHD, like, now I know what's wrong with me, what a relief, now I can share that with the world, now that's my label, and now that's my identity, but all the time you're actually disempowering yourself through that. So, no, you are a genius, you are a psychic, you are connected to the divine, you are closer to God, closer to spirit. That is what you are. You are seeing, feeling, hearing things that the numb people can't hear right now. And they're going to look at you and go, oh my God, you're crazy. But one day we're all going to reach that point of awakening, and their gifts and their abilities will come online later, and we'll all be just playing around with our superpowers, and it's just going to be so much fun. Like, that's what I can see anyway. So in your own life, if you're being judged and you feel like you're alone, you're not alone. I'm here with you, and you're not autistic. You don't have ADHD. There's not something wrong with you. You're incredibly powerful and in tune spiritual being. You're connecting to the infinite. You are an infinite being, and you are slowly unlocking that. And that's why it can be a little bit muddled up in your mind initially, but you will learn to control it. So I hope this helps. Just remember, you're a genius, you're a leader for the new earth, and it's coming very soon. We will not be crazy for very long, much longer, I don't think. So get excited. I love you.